Can we hear me? Can we hear me? Can we hear me? Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Comeback Conversations with Dr. Clarke. And it feels excellent and wonderful that we are now here. Back up a little bit. Gotta remember, I gotta update a camera. And it's just wonderful to be here. Been keep working in the background, seeing all the great possibilities of making this platform even much more um, available to individuals. So, we're in a great space and a great time. And I appreciate you being a part of the Comeback Collective Circle and also being here. So we won't hold up for too long because, we have conversations to get into, the throwback of the day. Um, we're going to have some relevant dialogue. And that's what this is about. It's not about segmentation. And there may be days I may have some special conversations like with me and Dr. Cheryl Clarke may get together and have certain conversations. On top of that, there may be possibilities where I'll have some men's only meetings as well, where it may be certain things that, we need to be, segmented and pulled to the side to be even further established. But once again, I appreciate all of you coming for the inaugural. And things need to be updated at times. Sometimes we can be positioned in a way where we allow ourselves to be stuck in one particular way and not recognizing that as we flow and as we grow, change is a good thing. Change is not bad. And once you start to recognize that change is not a bad thing, then you recognize anytime change presents itself, how do you utilize it? And that's where we're going to establish tonight because tonight's conversation is not really so much a teaching, but it's setting the foundation. It's giving the parameters of where we're going as a community. And it's always good to know where you're going or where we're establishing so we know where we're going. So with that being said, let me go to the young man from St. Martin, nothing but Mr. William Richards. Hopefully you can open up your video so we can see your lovely face so we can say hey and all the people can see you. So how you doing, Mr. Richards? Is Mr. Richards there? I saw a hand pop up real quick. Let's see, let's see. Maybe he's getting himself situated. Okay, let's move on to Miss Nicole Johnson, whose New York Mets have been acting a little funky lately. So let's go on. What is going on with Miss Nicole Johnson?
Good evening, Dr. Clark. I
Good
will be
evening.
respectful as it's your
We can't see
birthday.
you.
Happy
We can't see
birthday.
you. We,
Life is good.
we can't take a
And
look at you. We can't take a look at you. We can't take a
no,
rapid taste.
I'm gonna need 24 hours notice first, please, and thank you.
Okay, okay, okay. So now we know. Now we know because I think that's why Dr. Cheryl is laughing. And said, okay, now we know. So usually now when we start the comeback conversation, we, even if you may not have it on the whole time, we like to do a check-in to make sure everyone's good. But it's great to hear your voice. Good old New York Mets fan. So
Thank you.
wonderful.
I'll be prepared.
Next, great, 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 great. Okay, let us go to the person who's probably smiling because his Boston Red Sox have been doing a little something to my Yankees this year. So I can't talk any, smack to him from a baseball side. But the Patriots lost the other day. But we're not talking about that. None other than Mr. Trevor Singleton.
Good evening, Dr. Clark. How are you, sir?
Doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I can't talk. Both of our New York teams lost, especially the team that I root for. It looked like last year, so I can't talk any smack in football yet. We're gonna just see how this thing develops and flows and goes. But how's everything with you and the missus, and how's everything with moms? And how's everything going in your particular way of flowing?
Oh, good, good. It was good. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for asking about my mom. That was a surprise trip for me. Why I so did not expect to go there. I was a day before type of thing, But my mom, she'll be turning 80 next year. No, excuse me,
give,
next month.
give a hand claps for the 80. That's nothing wrong with that. That's a great thing. It's a
Yeah.
great
Just that when you turn 80 and you still go to AAA for your travel, that can be a challenge. But and when I mean trip go, I mean, get in the car, drive to
Okay.
the office, now serving A17, so that was a thing. But yeah, they didn't do all the things that they were supposed to do, and she didn't pick up on that. So yeah, we just decided to escape for about 10 days. I didn't expect to be gone. I know it was yeah, 10 days. That was a big surprise.
Okay.
But yeah, that was definitely not expected. But mother and son trip had to make it happen. So just wanted to at least give some background to that. And so, but either way, thank you for greeting me and happy solar return, sir. Getting younger, excellent, and wishing you
Right.
many, many, many more.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We thank you for that. We thank you for that. Let me just do one more check in to see if Mr. William got his audio working straight. Oh, I think I see the audio is working a little bit. Mr. Richards, how's everything in the Caribbean?
Well, celebrating.
Celebrating Carnival?
Do you know September?
That's right. Earth, Wind, and
It's a
Fire
joy.
had the
It's a,
perfect song. Had the perfect song for this one.
yeah, and then I had to give it a little Spanish in between, to keep the rhythm,
Yes, of
Latino.
course. Of course, of course, of course. Not I appreciate all the sentiments. Thank you once again for those wonderful salutations and sentiments as well. I appreciate becoming a little elder, not older, because numbers always will precipitate if you allow for wisdom and longevity hidden, but there's no reason to get older. You're becoming an elder, which we should do, which will eventually mean that what we've experienced, we have the ability to pass on and pay it forward. But at the same time, there's no reason to get older. So happy that you're here today. I'm happy everything is cool in the gang in the Caribbean. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts and as we start to flow in this particular space.
Appreciate it. And enjoy long life.
Amen.
That he will satisfy you and show you his salvation. So enjoy.
Amen. Amen. Definitely will. Definitely will. And I see Mr. Franklin. Mr. Duval County has made it into the space. The team did halfway decent in football the other day, so we can give them some hand claps. Maybe they may do something like how they did in the 90s. So, Mr. Franklin, how's everything in Duval?
It's wonderful.
And how's everything going with you today? Are you by yourself? Are you with the lovely missus, your better half? What's going on with you in the world?
She's on the computer right now.
That's right. Okay. You know how we know she getting closer and closer to becoming doctor. So we understand that. We understand that. And myself and Dr. Cheryl Clarke have experiences those days. So we totally understand. She's getting closer in those how should I say ending stretches, then again everything flows. So can't wait to hear you as well. And thank you for joining us. And without further ado, it's my honor and pleasure, even though it's my birthday, but to present to all of you my better half, the young lady who decided a long time ago to hitch her wagon towards me. She must have saw a good thing. She must have saw a good thing. She hitched her wagon. She hitched it, boy. But I didn't mind hitching mine to her wagon. Now, that's a good thing as well. Without further ado, as I'm already seeing the blushing happening from the face of structures of her, none other than the woman who has a PhD in organizational leadership from the Columbia International University. None other than Dr. Cheryl Clarke.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Clarke. And because, like Nicole said, it's your birthday, you got that. Happy birthday to my husband, my partner, my forever coach. I just had some coaching before we came on today. So today is, I would say, your comeback conversations, your new beginning on your platform, raising a higher vibration of these conversations, whatever it may be. And I'm so happy, like you said, hitch the wagon to walk beside you in these days and just keep building as we keep building what God has for the community. May this birthday mark another year of becoming and walking into your purpose. Amen.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Love the sentiment. Love the possibility. So before we go any further, y'all not that old. Hitch your subway tokens. Now, okay, that is Miss Nicole. Now we got that's true. We did have to put tokens back in the day. We had all types of tokens. We had the ones that looked like a bullet. We had the ones that had the Y cut out in the token. We experienced that way before Metro cards and this Omni whatever stuff. So, and I'm happy you said that, Nicole, because that just leads me into what I'm about to share in about 2 seconds. Since we're talking about some throwbacks, I have a question for you. I have a definitive question for you. Okay, no, I don't want to stop the share. Okay, this is good. Good to see all the stuff that's happening so we can. Okay, as you can see by this print, we're going a little old school. Before we do anything, I call it now the throwback of the day. And we will get into current events. We'll get into those areas where certain things will be established and thought about. But sometimes it's always good to go back a little bit so we can see where we've come from. And my throwback of the day is that at one point, I was a humongous Janet Jackson fan to the point where, you know, when she was like the Rhythm Nation or the Control or those aspects where, it was just Janet was my thing. And so as I share a little bit about me and allow you a little bit into my world as a throwback, I would love to hear from Dr. Cheryl Clarke. What was her throwback? Because she used to like somebody. She was in love with somebody. No, well, she was in love with two people around the time when we first started dating. There was a light-skinned brother and a little bit more chocolate-skinned brother. But I would love for Dr. Cheryl to share. What was her throwback go-to?
Well, it was all the groups, I would say, like SWV. I would say it's more the groups that we were in. We used to in Vogue, all of those throwback um, you know, I mean, we did have a heartthrob, but I used to love getting with my girls dressing, and then we used to be in the mirror dancing. So I would say the throwback for me would be the old school 90 hip hop groups.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So no Albie Shore.
Yeah, so we had the heartthrobs. Those were that's a different category. So, but if you ask me, my go-to things is that I would be jumping up in the mirror, you know, dancing with the because groups was really big back in our day. Groups are not that big now, but groups
Mhm.
was really big in our day. Like we had SWV, we had In Vogue, we had it was always like a trio, there. So I don't, that's my memory. It was always like the girl groups and even New Edition. It was all those groups that used to really be in sync with how the dance moves and it was just great. That's my throwback. When I see this, my throwback is the 90s um, girl and boy groups.
Okay. Okay, Miss Johnson, what would you consider a throwback for you?
For me, I grew up in a very Caribbean household, so it was
Uh-oh.
old
Uh-oh. Let's see.
school,
Stitchy Don?
Ditchy then, and then I eventually got into mento, which is way back in Caribbean music. And then I
Mm.
went to school and I learned about hip hop. I was like, okay. Then I went to college. I learned about disco and alternative, but I had to come back to the original
Mm.
dance hall for life. But only 90s dance hall. The new stuff I can't understand.
So you're not into the vibes cartel? You can do vibes?
It makes my ears hurt what they're saying. Like when I
Mm.
was 10, you don't listen to the words, you're just having fun. I'm
Mm.
grown. I know what he's saying now. Heck,
Okay.
mm-mm.
Okay. Okay, got it. No, that's great. That's great memory. Thank you for that. And I see that Miss Danielle Gaskins has joined us, so let's acknowledge her into the space. We thank her for joining us as well. Okay, who do we go? Let me go to Mr. Richards. Mr. Richards, what you consider some old school or some throwback for you?
Well, in our culture, it's mostly was calypso, sparrow. This you always hear like the calypsonian actually is always saying after the fact. So to put it together, the, it gives you a better understanding of what is transpiring. And then you have also I just finished school. I just finished school at that time. So then I started playing music, ABC as easy as 1, 2, 3, do re mi fa sol la, ABC, you and me. So that's I started playing in those 60s, and then I got into, let's say, for instance, the Commodores and all of those, and the heavy guys from that time, Otis Redding. You have those things that the love songs were much more better than how it is today because it had much more meaning.
Mm.
And also, it's like you also look for, let's say, if you're going to a disco. But disco, I was like a disco freak. It's like playing music, and then after going to the disco, you end the disco with Last Dance. That was the last. So Last Dance was the last dance you will have with the music, and those music was with the DJ. It was actually, it's like turn the lights down low.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay, let's go to Mr. Singleton, Mr. Roxbury, Massachusetts man. What you consider a throwback for yourself?
Oh, that's a deep question. So I'll see if I can kind of keep it in a certain sphere so I don't go too extended. Music for me, similar to what Mr. Franklin said. So, Jackson 5, um, we're talking DeBarge, Parliament, Cameo, Atlantic Star, um, so, Babyface, and of course there's the new edition, Boston, gotta have that. Um, so there was that also. So that's definitely old school. Of course, well now I won't say of course. Earth, Wind and Fire, the um so that music, Frankie Beverly and Mays, Marvin Gaye, of course, when it came to the barbecue, got to give it up. So that's definitely old school for me. And then as I got older and began to pick my own, I would listen to, the records and everything, and then started getting tapes. I got really into, I'm still into hip hop. So we're talking Karis One, we're talking LL, Kumo D. We were talking Public Enemy, Pete Rock, CL Smooth, got into, West Coast. So, you've got production, producers like Battle Cat, got to DJing as well. So you've got the different DJs, Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, um, a lot of tapes I still have too as well. So
So basically, you were 80s and 90s head.
yeah, definitely 80s and 90s. Yeah, very similar to also to Dr. Cheryl Clarke, still
Excellent.
SWV, Jodeci, all that. So yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for your
Oh,
contribution.
and one last thing. I know this one. As well as there's some reggae, reggae back then, just a little bit, Sister Nancy, Pliers, that was heavy in Boston. So
Excellent.
I will leave it at that.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Mr. Franklin, what you used to listen to is now a throwback. Come on, don't act like you've been saved all your life. What music what's a throwback for you?
You have to go there, don't you?
Yeah, of course I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there with you. I'm gonna do
so,
my action with you. I'm gonna go there with you.
so mine would be Michael Jackson
Mm.
and Anita Baker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some good music. That's excellent music. Okay. Okay, so you used to run around with your Jerry curl. Now we can get to see. Okay, we see now. We see now. Okay. Back in the day, you was greasy. Okay, okay, we got it. We got it clear. We got it clear. Amen. Okay, let us see who else we have. Oh, Miss Gaskins, what you consider a throwback? Let's hear your voice. What do you consider a throwback? Let's see. Make sure she's still here. No, she's not here. Okay. Okay. Well, that was good. And we'll probably do this most weeks, just throw out a question, so we get to know each other from a sense of community. Because there are times that we could be in certain conversations and not necessarily know each other. And that's not a good thing. And if we're talking about being in a respective community, then we start to understand that it's always good to know who's laboring among you, where people's perspectives are, and it's okay. It's not all just one particular way, or this has to be this way or that way. But when we start to get to know each other and understand who we are as individuals, we start to respect our differences even more. And on top of that, we start to understand how we are well positioned. So, with that being said, now we're going to get into the main conversation so we can talk about what we need to talk about. Okay, okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Can we see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, just waiting for the Zoom thing just to get itself situated. Okay, here we go. So, welcome to the Comeback Collective Circle. One of the things that we are definitively doing here is getting ourselves established and recognizing how impactful and powerful that we can grow. And we're reclaiming sacred conversations for a new era. So, this is basically a weekly forum designed for both men and women, a sacred space where healing, honoring, and transformation can all converge. And that's one of the things as we started to allow ourselves to be a little bit more enlightened about who we are as individuals. If we don't know about that, we're just a bunch of a bunch of individuals. But as we start to flow and create community, you start to recognize, oh, this person likes this, or that person likes that, or they like this type of music, or they like that type of thing. And that way, that generates a space and when it comes to community. So this is more than a meeting. It's a sanctuary grounded in love, leadership, and impactful listening. So remember, this is going to be a dialogue. It's not going to, there's no monologue here, even though I will probably have teachings or shares that will help stimulate the conversation. But ultimately, this is about us listening to each other, growing, developing, maybe bouncing some stuff off of each other that we may be even in disagreement, which will actually be an excellent thing. Because sometimes that can lead to even greater debates and greater conversations. So we're not just, stuck on, okay, this is the flow of the conversation. And if we deviate from that, then it seems to be wrong. And actually, it isn't. Because we can start off one way and end up another, like we all have been and will continue to do so. So the Comeback Collective Circle extends the vision of Comeback Conversation with Dr. Clarke, creating a community where authentic voices rise and sacred wisdom flows. And before I go to the next slide, I just ask if Dr. Cheryl Clarke has anything to say that may be coming to her mind.
Yeah, I think when you were talking, this is a very good platform, but I think I don't want you to take for granted for people that don't possibly know you may get into it, of the collective circle of the comeback conversations, and why this was on your heart to kind of like revamp it. And so I think that would be indicative for people to kind of know that. And maybe you may get into that. I'm not sure. But I think this is a good space because of where we are in life and where people are in different areas of life. And just for when Dr. Clarke was introducing himself, introducing the platform, if I may, he said, sometimes we're going to have weeks where there's just the men. Sometimes we're just going to have, maybe I have my wife up here with me. Maybe I have different speakers up here with me. And when you said this comeback conversation, collective circles, is just that, there's going to be